Christine. I guess this makes us book club episode 7. Can you believe it? 7 episodes of books. Crazy. I know I just did a book club like 5 seconds ago. It seems like I just uploaded it, but I actually did that like, I don't know, weeks ago. I was busy doing Can't Be Tamed in between. If you haven't seen that, check it out. I just got my BREE TANNER book, the short Second Life of BREE TANNER. I went to Barnes & Noble, picked that up, and I'm gonna read it soon, so I'm gonna report back. Ooh, Stephenie Meyer, new book. Yeah, so I'll see you later. Look how skinny this is. Look how skinny it is. I just finished BREE TANNER 5 minutes ago. I feel really bad for this girl. Poor BREE. Seriously. It's sad. We knew what was going to happen to her, but after you find out like what she went through. When I was reading Eclipse, let's get Eclipse. Oh joy, I just knocked down that whole big pile of books I usually have. Great. It's gonna be fun to clean up. Great, okay. I was reading Eclipse. I was like, why didn't you kill that newborn? God, it's so annoying. She could easily just attack Bella. Just gonna have spoilers, because I can't really talk about it much without spoiling it. Look how thin it is. I mean, you know what happens, but this is a different point of view, so you really don't know what she's thinking. So read it, then watch this. So the Eclipse movie is coming out soon, and I'm really glad we got this before the movie comes out. The girl playing her name is Jodelle something. Yeah, she's got long brown hair and stuff. And this, I think she's supposed to have like red hair. That's how Bella describes her. She's like 15, 16. She's living in this house full of vampires, like the 20 of them, and they've been told by Riley, who now I really think is a jerk. Well, he told them that vampires aren't allowed to go out in the sunlight or they'll burn to ashes like normal vampires do. Well, not the Vampire Diaries vampires because they have their rings, but these vampires, so they just sparkle when they go out. But they don't know that. So at night they go hunting in groups, and a lot of the newborns are just like, oh my god, I'm like Spider-Man, I can just do anything I want. Like that Kevin guy with his like throwing cars on top of each other just to be like, oh look, I'm so cool like Spider-Man, like jerk. We've seen what it's like to live like a real vampire. A real vampire, like not like the Cullens, that's what I'm saying. Her friend Diego, how nice was Diego? Diego has this underground cave. They stay in it for the day so they don't burn to ashes. And while they're there, he's like 11 months old and she's only 3 months old. Like she's a really newborn, but she's like, yeah, I'm almost 3 months old. When she said that, we were like, oh my god. Yeah, she's like so proud of it because I guess everyone around her is so young that just 3 months is old. My hair's a mess. Sorry. Oh, do you like Diego? He's 11 months old, so he's more controlled, and he's like one of the only vampires that think. It's so weird, the newborns, like we're so used to the Cullens, and they're always like talking to each other, so they're so sophisticated, and then these newborns, if you talk to someone, you get in an argument, and then you end up ripping their arm off. She talks about getting her limbs ripped off. Riley rips off people's limbs to punish them because it hurts, and then they glue it back on by, like, they lick it with venom, and then they put it back on, and it sticks back on. How weird is that? They can't even talk to each other without being violent. It does not sound fun at all. At all. Nope. How sad was it when we found out that he's been changing kids that are troubled? She ran away from home because her dad was abusive and she was like starving on the streets, and Riley was like, oh kid, do you want a burger? And she ended up being changed by Victoria. Hate that lady. So they're in the cave and they start talking about how he can't go out in sunlight. Diego's talking about how he's actually felt like indirect sun and it hasn't done anything to him, and BREE is seriously like freaked out because he's like, we have to experiment with this. I just thought it was so dumb. Like, how do you not know that you can't go out in sunlight? You just sparkle. He digs a hole in his little cave until like a beam of sunlight comes down, and they're so fascinated. Like, they put their hand through it and they're like, oh, I'm sparkling. This is like the first friend she's found since she became a vampire, and they're cute together, and they're like, make this BFFs club, do you like that? And then they change it to be a ninja club. Freaky Fred. First I didn't really understand. I thought they were saying that he like smelt or something. But Freaky Fred had a talent, and his ability was to be able to repel people. Can't look directly at him because they're like disgusted or they feel nauseous. He's actually like a cute kid, but they're like, oh god, Freaky Fred is so disgusting. And BREE, because she's smart, she doesn't want to get into arguments and be killed by the newborns. She like hides behind him. Since no one wants to go near Fred, no one comes near BREE, so no one bothers her. Basically, Fred has the ability to like, make himself invisible. Kind of like Bella, can expand her shield, so someone else's shield too. He can expand his power, so BREE can be sitting next to him, and no one can see them because anytime you look over there, it's like they're disgusted, you know? Do you think that was a cool ability? I think that was really creative by Stephenie. It's not like they're just invisible like the normal thing. It's pretty creative. Good ideas. Stephenie Meyer. BREE and Diego kissed a few times, so that would have been going down like a romantic path, which sucks for BREE because Diego gets killed. We upset when Diego got killed. Like, you start to care about Diego a lot, and then after 100 pages, he's like taken out. It was sad. The battle scene. So they're told that these yellow eyes, like, it's so funny to see how they look at the Cullens. These yellow eyes want to take over Seattle, so they have to attack them, so they have all the blood to themselves. And when they first all went out into the sunlight, because they've been told that they can't be out in the sunlight, they all come home before then. Riley tells them that there's 4 days in the year where there's such indirect sunlight that it doesn't hurt you, and that you can go out in it. And since he's been branding this into their brains for such a long time that the sun will burn them to ashes, they, one by one, he like opens the door and goes out there, and they're like, oh, like he's all sparkly. I thought that was funny scene. Did you think that was funny? I was just like, oh my god, they're so dumb. They look at Riley as so old and stuff, and then you go to the Cullens' point of view, and he's a newborn. He's like maybe a year at most. They think that there's no one else except for them in the beginning. Like, he's like, yeah, Riley told us we're like gods. No one can do anything to us because we're so awesome. Bree hangs back with Fred and finds out that Fred is going to take off and go to Vancouver. He'll wait 24 hours for, because Bree wants to go get Diego. She thinks that he's meeting with them at the battle scene, but really he's dead. And it's so sad because obviously Bree never got to go off with Fred and he's there all by himself. I wonder if we ever will see him, and like if Stephenie ever writes another book. And if we'll ever get Midnight Sun, which is awesome. I don't know if you read it, but if you feel bad reading it because it was leaked. But Stephenie Meyer put it up on her site. And let me tell you something. A lot of people aren't excited about Midnight Sun because they're like, oh, we already read Twilight and stuff like that. Midnight Sun was freaking awesome. Those 270-something pages that I read were like, oh my god. I love reading from Edward's point of view. It is so cool. And Stephenie Meyer, you better finish it. Love you, but seriously, can you please get on that, because you said you'd give it to us, and just because some people put it up on the internet, I know it was devastating, but like, it's been how long? That was 2008. 2 years. Please finish, and thank you. Okay. The Cullens, Bree surrenders to them and stuff. She's like, what are these Volturi they're talking about? Because she saw the black cloaked people going to Victoria's little cabin. Her little gingerbread cabin. Wasn't that weird? It was like pink and stuff. Okay, anyway. So Bree's captured by the Cullens. Her first impressions of them were just funny to see. She's like, I couldn't even, that one was moving so fast when they were fighting, I couldn't even tell if it was a boy or a girl. It's like obviously Alice. And she's like, I heard they have a mind reader, and that redhead must be the mind reader. And it's just so funny. They call Edward a redhead, because you never think of him like that, because Bella always describes him as having like bronze hair and stuff, but like a redhead. I thought that was funny. She really wanted to try and learn all the rules and stuff, and it's just sad that she just got killed, and she's telling Edward what really happened in her mind as Jane is there. All the Volturi are like questioning them. You really feel bad for her because she's just sitting so nice. Like, finds out that Edward had killed Victoria and Riley, and she's like, oh my god, thank you, I love this guy. And she looks at Bella like she like can't understand it, because she's a newborn and she doesn't have the control that Bella has as a newborn, obviously, because she's like, her throat's on fire and she doesn't understand at all how they could possibly tolerate this human standing with them. And we know the Cullens, and it's just so easy for them. We never really think about that, and you see it from her point of view. She's clawing at the ground because she needs something to hold on to so she won't leap over there against her will. She can't think about anything else. Wasn't that interesting to find out? I thought it was really interesting. So I think this book is going to be online for free to read. I'm thinking the 7th. That's when I originally thought it was coming out, but I think that's when Stephenie's going to release it online for people to read. So what did you find fascinating about this book? Did you find it fascinating? I liked it. It goes along with Eclipse very nicely. It's so funny how Jasper had covered her eyes and her ears so she can't see the werewolves. And she was in the group, I guess, that wasn't with the werewolves, and she hears the howling and stuff, and she's like, howling vampires must have destroyed the other newborns, and they're not howling vampires, they're werewolves. She never finds out. I know the whole story now. It's just so nice. So yeah, go get this, because some of it goes to charity, and look. Ooh, like, I just having these, they're just so nice, right? So if you want to follow me on Twitter, XTINEMAY. If you want to follow Olivia, it's teddybear1193. Yeah, join our Facebook, facebook.com/CMR Productions with a C at the end. And yeah, I have all different kinds of links. They're going to be in the bottom bar. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'll do the host soon. I know, I keep saying I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it definitely now. Because now, nothing is coming out till June 22nd when, guess what's coming out then? Alison Noel's new book, Dark Flame, the next one in the Immortal series, which I am going to tackle after I do the host. You're awesome. Bye. Yeah.